Muy buenas noches, mi gente. Welcome to the 90 Plus Podcast, episode number 3, brought to you by los Pibes del Barrio. I'm your co-host, Sebastián Barbosa.
Víctor Cebrero.
And today we're ready to talk football. We're going to cover the EPL, we're going to cover the Supercopa, Clásico, some La Liga aspects. Then we're going to jump into a new topic that we haven't covered in the 90 Plus Podcast, which is Liga Mx. Super excited about that. And then we're going to discuss Bale retirement. And then after that, we just discuss the transfer window. It's going to be an exciting episode. Let's start. So to start, let's talk about the Premier League. Obviously, the most interesting league that we have right now in Europe. Let's begin with the past weekend derby, we had two derbies. Let's start with the first one, the Manchester derby. Man United winning 2-1 against Man City. Massive win for Man United that was going into a hat trick, 9 games straight winning. Unstoppable until yesterday that they tied against Palace. But that was a massive win for them. It put them on the race for the title. Just a quick kind of statistics that I think is important to talk about is that with 29 possession, Man United managed to get 8 shots on target, where in the other hand, Man City with 71% possession, they only got 1 shot on target. We can see how possession doesn't determine anything no more in the game. It's about how effective you are, and Man United was effective yesterday. What do you think about the performance of Man United versus Man City, Big?
I'm going to start off with Man City.
Okay.
Man City, Guardiola and his tactics that have been proven yet and yet again to not be as good as everybody claims. Yes. Offensively, he might be a masterclass, but defensively, he's not there. His tactics are like one of them big bodybuilders that skip leg days. Yeah, you can go up front all you want, but if you can't defend, what's the point?
That's true. Man City played their game and their philosophy is not clicking. You know, like past years we had Man City playing their game and the results following them. This year is not the same. It's not the same. Losing against Brentford, losing against Man United, getting kicked out of the EFL Cup. I mean, something is not clicking in Man City's philosophy, and something has to be changed. And I think Guardiola has to be looking at that. You know, he has to adapt to the way that football evolves. You know, it can't just be the same tactic. It doesn't add that the main guy in the bag, and you mentioned before, Stones was out for injury during the derby, so they had to put Akanji and Ake that they were not up to the challenge.
Everybody can argue how John Stones was not worth the money that they bought him for, but week in, week out, he's been consistent. He's very good defensively. He brings organization to that defense. He comes up and down the field. He can attack. He's a defender that can attack, which is valued.
That's really valuable.
That's
really valuable. And more for a team like Man City, too.
Yes.
There is not a real captain in that backline, right?
Nah.
And Ruben Diaz has been. For some reason, I don't know if it's injury or if it's lack of fitness, but he's been benched. Maybe Guardiola is not seeing what he saw last season on Ruben Diaz, but Stones is the player that has been pretty consistent this season, and it just shows how important he is.
John Stones, Mr. Consistency himself.
Yeah, and if they want to fight for the title, they need Stones in the backline.
Yeah.
They need Stones. So hopefully he stays healthy. We look at today, they started 2-0 down. And for literally some reason, you haven't seen that meme where when you play FIFA with versus your little brother, and then you gotta go crazy in the second half. Literally, that meme became reality with Man City. 2-0 down, went crazy, defensively impeccable, and then offensively just started pushing. 3 goals in 8 minutes. That's how good Man City can be if they play their game the right way, bro. If everybody's putting their seat to it, like defensively and offensively. Talking about this game, we have to give merit to Man United and Ten Hag. I think that
counterattacks are crazy, bro.
The Ten Hag duo versus Guardiola, Ten Hag dominated Guardiola this game. We have to give merit to Ten Hag for the season that Rashford and Eriksen are having, because
Yes.
those are names that, but like literally 3 seasons ago,
They might have
were
been
not
forgotten.
hidden. Huh?
They might have been forgotten.
Forgotten names that he brought back he brought back because of confidence and trust to his players. He saw what they can bring to the table, and you know, and they're delivering. They're performing for the coach. A lot of it has to be credited to the coach itself, you know, and mostly because Rashford is having an insane season. I like Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag as a coach has a lot of balls, bro. He has a lot of balls. He comes in, benches an icon like Ronaldo, tells him like, hey bro, you gotta stop. Like, this is my team. Literally tells Sancho, their best signing this past summer, he comes back from the World Cup and he was like, something's going on, I'm gonna put you in a program. You come back to my team once I see you fit and once I see you mentally well. And that's why Sancho's not there, because Ten Hag took the time and said like, hey, I'm not gonna put you just because you're Sancho. So those things takes a lot of character, and I think that Ten Hag is gonna be there for a while for Man United.
We're gonna have Arteta versus Ten Hag a lot.
So that's gonna be a great duel.
They're very similar. Arteta is strict as hell too.
I know.
With Alba, Mr. Alba thought he could run the team. He said, nah, take a little
smack him.
Take a little diamond ass to Barcelona, and we can have him.
I love when coaches have balls, bro. When coaches don't say like, oh, you're a big name, I don't care. Unless you're Messi though. But Messi don't fucking put trouble. But Messi doesn't fucking mess with the coach. He's like, hey, I'm here to play. Like, he's not like he brings drama to it.
He's very professional.
Yeah,
he's not there for the cameras.
He doesn't bring drama to the clubs. But yeah, Ten Hag, great coach. Overall, Man United dominated Man City in the derby. Great game from most of the squad from Man United. Horrible game from most of the squad of Man City. And they well deserved 3 points. The one thing that we do want to discuss is the controversial offside goal that was counted, but it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right. VAR es como un robot, right? They just have guidelines and they just check it. Everything looks right. Okay, go count it, right? There was a big controversy because people thought that Rashford affected the play, and VAR checked these 4 things, right? They clearly attempt to play the ball. VAR said no. Check. Interfere with the eyesight of the goalkeeper. VAR said no. Check. Stop challenge from another player from Man City. VAR said no. Check. Affect other players from the other team. VAR said no. Check. Goal stand, right? But there is a loophole in that rule, because if you look at the play, bro, and I think we both agree, if we look at the play, Rashford was a yard away from the ball.
Bro, he covered the hell out of that ball.
He slowed down and showed the ball. I mean, it's not like he's like 5 yards. He's like a yard away. Like, he has the whole
on
run.
top of the ball. He's like
the entire run. He has intention to shoot it, right?
Yes, he does.
So there's 2 players, and I do think that there's 2 players that were affected by that. First, you can say Akanji is like 3 yards, 4 yards from Rashford. But if you take Rashford away from the picture, Akanji's main target is not Rashford, it's Bruno Fernandes. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna sprint even harder and look for that slide tackle to gain that gap of space, right?
Yeah.
He's not gonna do that, because if he slides tackle, that's a red card right there.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that affected the play. The second one is Ederson. Ederson is coming out to stop the shot from Rashford, not for Bruno Fernandes. Literally the whole play, I'm looking at it, I didn't see Bruno Fernandes until he hit the ball. Like, he
disappears, man.
Bro, he was out of nowhere, and it was perfect angle for Bruno Fernandes. If Rashford wasn't there, Ederson comes out and he knows he's gonna bend the ball, right? Because he's right-footed. But he didn't even look at Bruno Fernandes. So I do think that Man City players were affected by it. It's just like I said, VAR looks at these guidelines and the check stands, but there's a loophole. It shouldn't be like, there should be another guideline that says, if this player has the intention
to go for the ball,
and is this close to the ball, is 1 yard. It's like he was like this far from the ball. It should not be counted, because it does affect the play. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right.
Salieron perjudicados.
Yeah. At the end of the day, VAR is inconsistent. VAR creates more questions to his freaking game
instead of giving the solutions.
But no, there is more questions. There is more like, what if this? What if this happens? When is a goal? When is not offside? When is a handball? So I just get overwhelmed, bro. I get overwhelmed with VAR. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it was a good call, or do you guys think that the offside should have been given? Well, we're gonna do a whole episode about VAR and how it should be banned from football. Or they should put 10 more soccer back in the back, bro. Because 5 is not enough. Clearly.
Manden a blue.
What is blue?
A blue and then a Liga Latina.
Oh. Oh, sheesh.
No.
I'm not gonna cut that
Alright.
part. Alright, let's talk about the next derby that happened this past weekend. North London.
North London is red.
North London
It's
is
red.
Ooh, Arsenal dominated Tottenham. Dominated Tottenham. I feel bad for Tottenham because they choked today. They got dominated this past weekend. It's like, damn, Conte's gonna get sacked soon.
They thought they were onto something.
I know. So
they know.
from the beginning to end, dominated by Arsenal, bro. It's just Arsenal had no trouble keeping the ball away. They keeping the ball away from their own half. You know, it was kind of like sometimes they kind of slow down and they had like one chance, but you have Ramsdale, freaking Ramsdale, bro. Ramsdale, when he was needed, he responded, bro, and that's why I think that Arsenal has a title winning team, because everybody's putting their effort. It's their seed. Everybody's putting their seed. Ramsdale, 3 times he was asked to fucking show up. He showed up. You know? And he showed up big time. But like 3 saves that I'm like, see, that's a elite keeper. That's gonna be the future of England.
I think he should have been played over Pickford. But England Pickford is something else.
England Pickford and then seniority. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You cannot give him like first World Cup.
He's like the Ochoa of England.
So Arsenal had no trouble keeping Tottenham at their own half. I think that if I recall, 3 clear chances for Tottenham. Kane header that was easily stopped by Ramsdale. Song shot that Achica, bro. Like Ramsdale fucking closed the whole angle. And then the most clear that they have was Sessegnon. That one, that's you can tell that he did a Divu save. Every time that there's a save, like a save-asso, I'm gonna call it Divu save, bro. A Divu save, because that was a good save.
That was a clutch with that.
And that was what, 2-0?
Yeah.
2-0, and then that was like first half still. I think so. It was first half. I think so. It was first half 2-0. That would have put Tottenham back in the game 2-1.
Yeah.
It was an amazing save, and obviously he had another save against Kane that was a shot. But overall, Ramsdale, amazing performance. He wasn't. He had like I said, 4 or 5 chats that he had to show how great he is this season. But other than that, they didn't. No les forzaron mucho que digamos.
It was a battle of goalkeepers, bro.
And who won that one?
Ramsdale.
Yeah,
but Yori, that first goal, it's hard, bro. But hey, todos se equivocan, man.
But you know what's crazy, and I'm gonna put it. Yori's one of the greatest goalkeepers.
Yeah.
I've seen top.
World champion,
top 10. No, I said top 20 of all time.
Possibly.
Great reflex. But in the past 2 games, and if you look at the first game of Saka, the defender touched it just a little bit, enough for him not to have the rebound to the outside, but inside. And today, bro, Mares' 3rd goal, same. Literally, it was a shot, as the slightest touch ever, and he switched the direction of the ball, and it went through his leg. It's kind of insane that just so. It's like an on goal.
What you gotta put in perspective also is that he is not young anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to accept an elite goalkeeper like him is getting old. But there it is. Slight reflex, slight deflex.
It's both games were, and it's both games that you can see like, okay, it's Jordi's fault, but damn, that's unlucky. You know, both goals were like unlucky in the fact that if that defender wouldn't touch it, it would have been a rebound to the outside.
Yeah.
But it's what it is. I know Jordi's two seasons ago, two seasons ago, Jordi's from 2018-2019 would have stopped that one because that's when he was in
He was in his prime, man.
He was in his prime. So it's weird seeing him making these mistakes, but it just shows how
human they are, man.
How human they are and how Tottenham season is not it, bro.
I'm just happy it happened against Arsenal. Because London is red, will be red, and forever will be, and stay red.
And quick fact, I think is an important fact. This is Arsenal's first win since 2014 at Tottenham. Arsenal, they've won a lot of times in the past 8 years. But since 2014, that's a pretty big number because it shows how dominant Tottenham was
in their
house.
So White Hart Lanes is not an easy stadium to look at.
No. Hard. And more when Tottenham has been semifinals 2 times in the Champions League, final Champions League, top 4 in the past 4 or 5 seasons. So they've been pretty good.
But that trophy cabinet is still empty.
Then that's crazy.
Cobwebs.
They need
cobwebs everywhere.
They need one. And then today again, 2-0 up. Conte was like, okay, I see you. We're coming back. We're getting that top 6 European spot. We're fighting for the European spot. And then something happened in the locker room that the players just went down and said like, oh, we got it. 2-0, we up. Man City just came in, boom. Le metieron la mondena al culo.
Man.
But Man City just went in, ta, from the back. 4. Boom, boom, boom. Conte was like, ow!
4 back-to-back goals, man.
No, like, it was so quick. Like, second half started, and Man City was just like, boom, boom, boom. He was like, attack, non-stop. 2 goals, 3 goals. And then Tottenham was like, what the hell just happened? And they got back one of their main players. Betancourt was back. And that even helped them.
He is so good. La garra charrón is something else.
Yeah, Betancourt could have done more.
Betancourt should just leave and go to Arsenal, bro.
But if you wanna just not win anything ever, just go to Tottenham. So yeah, Tottenham is having a really tough season. I didn't have them in my top 6, and I still don't have them in my top six after this past week. They lost against Arsenal, they lost against Man City. They still can redeem themselves playing against Man City in 3 weeks. But top 6, I don't see them clinching no European spots, and more when Brighton and Newcastle
get them out of here. They don't deserve those spots anymore.
Yeah, so Contes might get sacked by the end of. I think if he doesn't get top 6, he gets sacked.
And then I think that would. I don't know. I don't think that would. I think that would be an error, because Conte is actually a good coach.
He got champion with Inter.
It's just that.
But you think it's players' attitude?
Players' attitude and patience, bro.
I feel like.
Think about it.
Fuck, bro. I just can't blame the coach because I feel like a lot of times it's players' attitude.
Think about it, man. You have all these attitudes colliding everywhere. And then you have this guy that's like, all right, y'all ain't gonna about to do this shit with me.
Yeah.
Once Conte has control in there, a season or 2, I think Tottenham.
Maybe he should bring some Inter players, bro.
I think Tottenham will start firing after Conte gets settled in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it is true. It's just tough because in Premier League, like if you don't get top 6 as for a big team,
it's considered a failure.
Yeah, it's okay, and they sack you really quick.
Yeah.
So hopefully it doesn't. I do agree that it shouldn't. But if in my mind or what I see is that if they don't clinch a European spot, I don't think that they're gonna wait for Conte.
I don't honestly.
We'll see.
I honestly don't know how Arteta stayed, bro. Because 8th.
Oh yeah, after choking, when they choked,
they choked
last year.
We choked bad.
This Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Arsenal Man United, one of the most decisive games Arsenal has this season.
Have to win,
And
man.
I've been saying this a lot, but it's what it is. Premier League is this interesting. Arsenal has the chance to be 10 points away from Man City and Man United with 1 game ahead, bro. 1 game ahead. So
say less.
possibly 13 points away. That would be an insane slap to both of them and saying, I'm champion this year. So come join us. We're going to be at St. Andrews in Benson, 10:30 a.m. It's going to be an insane game.
Come watch the game with us at St. Andrews with the Omaha Gooners.
It's going to be an exciting game. Honestly, Premier League this season is amazing. It's one of the best seasons I've seen in a while. Brighton beating Liverpool. Newcastle going crazy. Chelsea beat Booty. But then he goes to Man City and then wins. Some shit like that. You know, like this. That's how crazy it is. So I love it. I love it. So let's jump to the next topic. It's going to be a really quick topic. We're just going to recap Supercopa Clásico. Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Barcelona dominated from start to finish. This time, it reminded me so much of the 4-0 that we did at Bernabeu. Because the time, it's like, Barcelona has lost the past 3 games against Real Madrid, but they only lose by 1 goal. But when Barcelona wins versus Real Madrid, it's like they just get boom. It's like 4-0, 4-0, 6-2, 5-0. I don't recall the last time that Real Madrid beat Barcelona for more than 3 goals. So that's how it just shows you that when Barcelona wins, they win. Like Real Madrid son los hijos de Barcelona. Like Barcelona becomes the freaking that.
Mario Balotelli did say Barca's the only team that has 2 stadiums.
Oh, yeah.
They have Camp Nou to play at,
and the training ground.
And training ground is Bernabeu.
And it's true. It's
it
true.
Might be, hey.
This second La Liga game.
Real Madrid fans, we live in the present. We don't live based off what accolades are. Un Super Clásico se define by who wins that game. It's not defined by we got 14 Champions League.
Yeah.
Or Barca fans, like, you go back to all the victories you had with Messi. Hey, it's defined by now, right here, we're here.
And now we dominated.
And now Barca dominated them.
I don't want to say that we cannot bang Real Madrid this past weekend. Gavi went like ta to Kroos, bro. Kroos and Modric were like, who's this kid? He's 18? Bro, man of the match. 10 duels won out of the 12 duels. He won 10.
2 assists.
2 assists, 1 goal. This guy, like I said, intensity on and off the field is insane. He's gonna be the future of Barcelona.
To me, it's like looking at Iniesta, but fusing with the aggressiveness of Vidal.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty, because he has the technique of Iniesta.
Yeah.
But then he has because you never see Iniesta like mad, bro. You never see Iniesta grabbing people's shirt or like fighting.
He has the finesse of Iniesta, but the
attitude,
aggressiveness of Vidal.
Bro, Gavi's like FIFA 24, 90, rating 90. Nah, I'm joking. 25. 25, I think he will be 90. But to be honest, the 3-1 was a short result for Real Madrid. There was even a part of the game where I saw Barcelona playing, and I almost cried, bro. I was like, this is it just gave me a flashback.
Am I
dreaming? It gave me a flashback of 2010, bro. There was like 5 minutes that Barca was just playing around Real Madrid's players. And I'm like, tiki taka. It was amazing. It gave me a lot of hope of what's coming for Barca in the future, because I do see Xavi's philosophy in it, you know, in Xavi in Guardiola's philosophy in it, and Cruyff's philosophy in it. It was beautiful. It was un recital, and Real Madrid was just chasing the ball for 5 minutes straight. So I got real nostalgic, and I'm like, are we gonna start a winning era again? Are we gonna get a Sistete again? We'll see, but it was something amazing to watch. So
but we do gotta take in cuenta that Madrid did play pretty bad.
Oh yeah, that's true. We have to take in consideration that Madrid did play booty.
They played bad.
And it's not normal because Real Madrid has been pretty consistent.
The problem that Real Madrid and Barca are facing right now is that they don't have a backup striker.
Yeah.
If Benzema is not present in affecting that game, Madrid does not do anything.
And we can see how important Lewandowski is for us.
And then Lewandowski is so important for Barca. Nobody's stepping up for him.
Yeah. So I do agree. I think that both teams need to sign a top number 9 because these teams are the 2 greatest teams in history. I think they're the 2 greatest teams in history based on trophies, based on history, based on what they pull, like the social media, the cloud that they have. And for them not have like a backup top number 9 when one of them is injured or suspended is insane. Like if you look at Benzema's, who's Benzema's substitution? Mariano, I think. Who else? I'm trying to think. Mariano.
Mbappe. They gotta bring Mbappe.
So, yeah. And then who's Benzema's? Benzema, no. Who's Lewandowski's? Ferran? No.
No, Ferran.
Bro, Memphis not it.
Ansu
Fati's not it. So they do have to sign. Both of these teams have to sign number 9. But at the end of the day, I think that this was a Clásico that I enjoy a lot as a Barca.
It was a great game.
It was a great game for Barca. It was a horrible game for Real Madrid.
I don't go for any of those teams, but it was a great game to watch.
Yeah, and I love and Gavi just delivered once again. It just shows you how he's the golden boy. He deserves to be a golden boy. He is literally the future of Barca.
I think him and Pedri are outstanding players.
Yeah, it's like watching.
But Frankie has been amazing this season.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's coming for Barca, because of these players and how young they are and how much room there is for improvement. So we'll see how it goes. Both teams are still going at it in La Liga. Only 3 points difference. Real Madrid today came back they were losing 2-0, came back 3-2, so it shows you that they still have the hierarchy.
Dani Ceballos?
Golazo, bro.
Dani Ceballos, bro.
They assist and goal. He needed that. He
is the comeback king.
Yeah, Ceballos needed that, bro. Ceballos needed that goal and assist
clutch.
so bad. So, I think that Real Madrid just shows how they still are Real Madrid, they still are a big team, so Barcelona cannot let their guard down. They have to keep going at it. Keep going at it. Keep winning 5-0, 3-0. Keep the streak going, because that's what it's going to take to face a team like Man Utd in less than a month. So
that's going to be a good game.
That's going to be an amazing game.
I hope they're both on the streak again.
Yeah, so I really hope that they go
hard.
Like, I really hope that Man Utd keeps going at it and Barca keeps going at it. And in a month, we're going to have a Champions League game. By the Europa League. It's gonna be a Champions League game, bro. That's gonna be because Man United is beating Champions League teams and Barca is beating Champions League teams. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for it.
It's gonna be a good game.
All right, so let's jump to our next topic, and that's gonna be our new topic. I think that a lot of people are gonna be excited for this one because is your country's league, is one of the best leagues in America. Top 3, debatable. Let's talk about Liga MX.
La grandiosa y majestuosa Liga MX.
La grandiosa y majestuosa y corrupta Liga MX.
Ey, con mi corrupción no te metas, güey.
Okay, so to start Liga MX, I want to talk about 2 things, bro. I want to talk about why there is no Ascenso and Descenso, and el Formato. I want to talk about the format of the league, bro. So let's talk about Ascenso y Descenso.
Desastroso, bro.
That to me is the most stupidest thing a league can do. MLS and Liga MX are the dumbest leagues for taking those Ascenso and Descenso away.
Stupid, bro.
It takes so much competition away. Competitiveness just goes down. Goes literally. Like, Ascenso and Descenso brings the best for the teams. And I'm going to give you examples for it, right? Sevilla right now in La Liga, 18th place. Sevilla, that the last time that they descended to Segunda was in 2000. So 20 years in Primera and a great team, 6-time European champions are fighting for relegation in La Liga. I'm going to give you another example. River Plate. River Plate was descended to Segunda because Argentina has this Ascenso and Descenso.
Yeah.
River Plate, one of the biggest teams in America, was playing Segunda for a whole season. Who was another one? Juventus, bro. Juventus.
Like
Remember when
Juve.
Juventus
Yeah.
descended and then freaking Del Piero stayed there too, and Neves stayed there too
Mhm.
to put him up to Serie A otra vez? That's the
Buffon,
beauty of
bro.
That's the beauty of football.
Buffon stayed there too.
Oh yeah, Trezeguet a little bit, no?
Trezeguet stayed.
That's the beauty of football. Why they wanna take away that, bro? Why Liga MX wanna take away Ascenso Descenso?
Es porque en Mexico, bro, all they care about is the money. They care about the money, but then they give us this mediocre ass league where le están cortando las chances de ir a buenos equipos europeos a los chavos porque los quieren vender muy caros. First of all,
they get greedy, huh?
Yeah.
They get greedy.
Especially
Antuna is one example of
especially los equipos del norte. Tigres y Monterrey son un asco, bro. They want so much for these players that are like, who the fuck knows
But
them?
it's because they pay too much. I'm like, bro, who asked you to pay so much for these players,
Who
bro?
the fuck knows these guys out of Mexico?
Bro,
Nobody.
every transfer window, Tigres, $10 million. I'm like, bro, is this a European
why?
team or what's going on,
¿Quieren
bro?
competir con Europa, bro? Pero estás en la pinche Liga MX, cabrón.
Una liga que ni tiene ascenso.
Yeah, bro, cuando descendió Querétaro, compraron al que iba a subir y se quedó Querétaro, bro.
So, pura tranza.
Tranza, bro.
Pura tranza.
¿Para qué, bro? Y luego quieren vender a la selección como si fuera algo, bro. Para empezar, tienes una liga de mierda, bro. Lo que es la palabra, bro. Una liga de mierda, bro.
Una liga que...
Fue una liga que fue competitiva en algún punto, bro.
Cuando estaba Salvador Cabañas,
fue
cuando estaba
competitiva,
jugando la Sudamericana, Pachuca ganando la Sudamericana,
cuando se ganó
América
la
haciendo
Confederaciones, bro.
Confederaciones, América con Libertadores, bro.
Pachuca ganó la Sudamericana.
I think that Liga MX and CONCACAF, because CONCACAF is the entity that oversees Liga MX, are going backwards.
Sí,
bro. The soccer is evolving to like, hey, let's get as good as Europe, and then they're going backwards, bro. Like taking Ascenso and Descenso, caring about the money more than the development of their players and the competition. Format. Let's talk about the format, bro. So you told me that now 12 teams actually qualify. So the first four go straight to, let's say, a second round, and then from 5th to 12th play like a little liguilla, right? Out of how many teams? Over
18.
So only 6 get eliminated?
Yeah, basically.
That is... So I might have literally... I lose 7-8 games a season and I still get to play a liguilla?
Bro, I hate to say it, pero mis Pumas llegaron a una final jugando repechaje, bro. El repechaje...
¿Quedaron 12?
Eran el número 12, bro. ¿Y cómo es que llega a la final el número 12? ¿Cómo es que el número... El fucking 12... Puedes jugar para la chingada toda la temporada and still be in the final.
Yeah, and you know it's not fair because there's 2 types of football in a tournament, right?
Yeah.
A liguilla is todos contra todos. That's more of a consistency.
Yeah.
Sorry. Todos contra todos regular is consistency, bro. It's like you have 18 games. See how consistent you are. How's your form? How is your week-to-week performance, right? And then you get to a liguilla and it's a tournament. A tournament is a whole different mentality.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not fair for a team that for 18 weeks they were not good. Yeah. And then they go to a liguilla and then they can switch. It's okay. So you can say, well, they just switched the chip, right? But they didn't deserve to be in that position from the beginning, bro. They didn't deserve to be.
I understand if it was like the first 4 fighting for that shit and they were like close in points. Pero cuando ya calificas a los 12
it reminds me cuando hizo el NBA, remember NBA en la burbuja? After COVID?
The whole...
Yeah, they did like on the same format, bro. And I'm like, okay, so everybody they just want to put games into like the format. I just think that los más perjudicados is the league itself, bro. It just
Yeah.
takes away the competition of knowing
Pero
that.
el prestigio, bro, el poco prestigio que tenía México en
Yeah.
su liga, lo mandó a la chingada con ese formato, bro.
Premian la mediocridad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can be, puedes ser mediocre y lo premian. Instead of like aiming to be the best, bro. Let's aim to get top 8. I think top 8 is good. Out of 16, half and half, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put my team. Okay, I'm gonna put Colombia. I'm gonna put Colombia format as an example because I think Colombia's format is a dope format. It brings a lot of competition to it. So they have same 18 teams. Top 8 makes it, right? But those top 8, instead of playing 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, they get separated into 2 groups. Group A and Group B. 4 and 4, right? They play todos contra todos, so it's like 4 and 4, so they play 6 games. The best one from each group makes it to the final. So what it does is like, okay, the first challenge is make it to top 8. Once you make it to top 8, you get into a group, it gets really competitive because only 1 out of 4 qualify. So you have 6 games, you have to do 12 points. You have to win 4 games out of the 6. And that just brings a lot of competition into the league. It literally brings like, you have to keep informed. You have to keep your game informed, right? And at the end, it just goes to a final and then goes like just a straight final. And I think that's a good format just because at the end of the day, what a league wants, like a domestic league should be competitive. It should bring the best out of your athletes, of your soccer players.
And it should bring new talent, bro.
Mm-hmm.
New talent. You have 12 teams qualifying out of 18. Back then it was the top 8.
Uh-huh.
I get it. 10 teams were eliminated. But yeah. But top 8, bro. Fuck it, bro.
That's good enough.
That was still competitive.
Yeah.
But then you have the 12 out of 18 is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, it's too
That's
much.
just
So
ridiculous.
I think CONCACAF and again entity that oversees Liga Mx, they have to change, bro. They have to change their Ascenso and Descenso. That's the main thing that they have to change.
Yeah.
You have to bring that back. It shouldn't be that a team can go like Mazatlán can go 14 losses, 3 ties, 2 wins, and they still get the chance to play next season. Like how booty is your league, bro? That you have a team so bad. Like it is literally that there should be a second division because I promise you, second division. There was a team that had 16 wins, 2 ties, and 1 loss. That team is better than Mazatlán.
There was teams in la Liga Ascenso, bro, que le daban una chinga a algunos de la MX.
Sino que no tienen dinero.
No tienen plata.
Mucha rosca. They have to put football over money.
Yeah.
And that should be always the ideal goal.
It will bring you more revenue.
Yeah. If you put football over money.
Look at Brazil, bro.
Look at Brazil. Look at Argentina.
Bro.
Like, bro, Brazil, best league in America history because they are competitive. How they win. So they have todos contra todos. First place wins. First is like, and that's how Europe is, right? That's the best. That's the most competitive you can get because you have to be the first or no ganas nada.
First or nothing, bro.
But look what it does. Out of the top 10 teams in America right now, 6 are Brazilian. 6 or 7, bro.
Ridiculous.
Gremio, now con Suárez, Mineiro, Fluminense, Palmeiras, Flamengo.
Vamos Fluminense.
Bro, I can keep going, but even Corinthians, I don't want to say because we can't even compare it because they haven't played. But Corinthians versus Cruz Azul, bro, una chinga. And it's because they're competitive. They know that every week they have to win. When you go to Liga Mx, it's okay. We just have to make it to La Liguilla. We have to get 12 plays, so it's okay if we lose this week. That's not the mentality you should have. So but yeah, that's kind of our thought. I think that's my thought, and I get a little upset, bro. That such a league that has such a potential, bro. Economical, because tienen pasta, bro. If Colombia had the money with that format, it would be a whole different story. But Most Colombians,
Patrocinadores.
bro, you can see most Colombians go to Liga MX. Liga MX está llena de colombianos, right?
Yeah, and then that too with the extranjeros, bro. I get it. Like you have a lot of extranjeros, but there's gotta be a limit.
Yeah, you think so?
There has to be a limit, bro. Porque cómo es que un colombiano de 35 años, un brasileño de 35 años, un argentino de 35
Está
años,
jugando más que los de 20.
que está jugando más que un,
That would be a good idea,
está
bro,
jugando
honestly.
más que un chavo que es potencia, bro.
Yeah, and I
Tiene
think
el
who has
potencial para subir.
China has that like I think it's only 3-4 extranjeros
Yeah.
in the lineup,
Yeah.
and then tres like they have to have 7 or 8.
I
don't think
think it should be like that.
I think that would be a great idea on the fact to get a better national team, bro.
Yeah.
To get a better national team. That's the main idea. I do think that can bring the level of Liga Mx a little down, but it's you know you can always win both. So
Yeah, pero digamos que están trayendo jugadores que sean difference makers, bro. Están trayendo jugadores saber de dónde. No están trayendo jugadores que son de renombre en esos países, bro.
That's true. But it's just like I see in both sides. So if they implement that rule, I'm more than sure that more Mexican players are gonna be more like better developed, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have, because a lot of players need trust to show the full potential.
Yeah.
So they're gonna show a lot of players are gonna show their full potential, and eventually la selección mexicana is gonna get better, right? But at the same time, if I compare, like I just put it in comparison.
Sí baja la liga, bro, porque
because it would
hay
be like,
extranjeros que son unos vergas.
yeah, y les paran los equipos, like
Guiñac.
yeah, like Tigres wouldn't be able to have a super team, bro.
Carioca.
A super team, yeah. So you stop teams from creating a super team.
Yeah.
So it just can be both.
Y luego tienes lo de las Chivas. Hay que jugar con puros mexicanos.
But that's a good.
Preaching a su madre con esa
But
pendejada.
I think that's something that it can be. Yeah, it should be given a try. It should be given a try to see how it goes. But
I
because
think they should lower it down to a certain extent.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You wanna have like Real Madrid that it was like full of internationals. There was not even a one Spaniard.
Bro, yeah, tampoco
That's
así.
just funny as fuck.
Like, I get like,
And that's the Spain, bro. When the Spaniards are fucking good, you know.
yeah,
They
Spanish is fucking
went in Mexico, but but comparing Spain and Mexico, bro. But
le perdí la selección de hace mucho.
okay, so but let's talk about actually La Liga MX this year. So now we just bag on Liga MX for like 10-15 minutes because it
Está
is.
chingón y entretenido lo que sea, bro, pero a nivel de competitividad
Yeah,
está mediocre. Está de la
it's
chingada.
in this my last point is like it upsets me that such a had such a high potential league.
Has gone to shit.
Yeah, like it upsets me that such a high potential league is going to shit.
Yeah.
In the fact that they care about the money more than the developing of the league itself, bro.
Especially Monterrey, bro.
And I tell you why, bro, because Liga MX and MLS is the only leagues that can pay salaries, European salaries, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Especially
and Brazil does, but they don't do that because they have freaking too much a pool of talent, bro. They can choose from.
Yeah.
They actually sell. They export,
Bro,
right?
they sell them really cheap.
Yeah, but they export at a shitload. Well, Liga MX has the potential, and I said this with MLS too, because MLS, if they decide to and they make the right move as Liga MX, they can be one of the greatest, if not the greatest league in America. They can,
easy,
they can
bro.
they can take the throne from Brazil, but that's only if they make the right choices.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if MLS at some point does a Descenso.
They have to, bro.
They haven't had it. Think about it. They've never had it. They have never had it.
And I think that's because of the same shit. You have to have a cap of like your team has to be worth this much for you to be an MLS team.
But US has that potential.
Yeah, like
US has that potential.
like the
Easy,
USL League, Championship.
Yeah.
Championship has 3 teams that I'm like Phoenix. Motherfuckers got Drogba.
For real.
Drogba in Phoenix. I'm like, damn. But they do have a potential, so we'll see how it goes.
I actually want to see him play in Kansas.
I think that this is gonna be a whole episode. We're just gonna focus on Liga Mx, Liga MLS, CONCACAF and CONMEBOL, bro.
Yeah.
Corrupt they are. Let's talk about this year, Liga Mx. So, let's talk about the top contenders this year, and I think teams to watch out. So, let's talk about the big teams, right? So we have America. America hasn't won a championship since 2018.
Y que ni la gane. Que se queden así.
And I know people love America no winning because quieran o no, los hinchas de América son agrandados. They're like, oh, we're like...
Ódiame más. Ódiame más. Que juntos.
Hey, my greatness. Hey, my greatness.
Lo que sea el América, bro.
It is.
Son una gran parte de
No, it is. You gotta say, it is the greatest team of Mexico.
No, that's debatable. That's debatable.
Oh, if you go to South America and you ask, name me one team from Mexico.
Chivas.
No,
Chivas
de América.
Chivas en América son los más populares, bro.
Pero míralo, pero comparando esos dos.
Si nos vamos internacional, bro, el único otro equipo que es reconocido internacionalmente.
¿Qué?
Pumas.
Ay, yo sabía. It's a biased opinion.
It's not a biased opinion. Go to Spain.
Yeah.
A lot of teams know Pumas in Spain.
Yeah, and Pumas.
Pero el América, bro,
Pumas has a lot of history too.
El América es el América, bro.
El América.
Pese a quien le pese, el América, they bring a lot of competitiveness to the league based off money.
They get the best
based off money.
players.
But lo que tiene América que también ha exportado, bro.
Y buenas exportaciones, bro.
Nah.
Vos tienes a Edson Álvarez, salió de ahí.
Edson Álvarez, Ochoa.
Los Ochoa Santos.
Psych, Ochoa no es hecho en América.
Pero ¿quién lo vendió?
América lo vendió, pero él es formado.
Eso es lo que vale. ¿Quién sacó la pasta?
Es formado en Atlas.
Pero ¿quién sacó la pasta? That's what it matters at the most.
True that.
Like los Giovanni Santos and este Santos?
Who?
Oh no, they're from Barca, ¿no?
Ellos salieron del Barça.
Salieron del Barça.
América no ha exportado a nadie que sea de renombre.
But
nomás Edson Álvarez ha salido hasta la fecha.
But Lainez.
What the fuck has Lainez done in Europe?
But he sold them for fucking hella money.
He has not done shit, bro.
I do think that we have to see on regards of like
there's quantity
players,
but not quality.
Players. But let's talk about players. So players that have marked or like have made Liga Mx famous, right? So we have Gignac.
Blanco. Blanco.
So we have, well, let's just throw them. So Gignac, right? Gignac, Tigres, no man. Miguel Calero, Pachuca, no man. But then we talk about Cuauhtémoc Blanco, even Edson Alvarez. We have freaking Darwin Quintero, Salvador Cabañas, El Chucho Benítez.
Hugo Sánchez, perro.
Hugo Sánchez was from America? No, he's from Pumas.
No mames.
From Pumas.
Quisiera el América sacar un jugador.
But like, Chucho Benítez, Chucho Benítez was the face of like, in South America, people knew America's.
Yeah, because Chucho Benítez.
O Salvador Cabañas.
Bro, Chucho Benítez, to be honest, delanterazo.
Salvador Cabañas, too.
Delanterazo. ¿Sabes a quién me recuerda a Chucho Benítez? Ener Valencia. Ener Valencia.
Sí.
Ener Valencia reminds me of Chucho Benítez.
And they're from the same.
Chucho Benítez was a fucking monster, bro.
I think that he was a replacement of Chucho Benítez. Chucho Benítez was always the face of Ecuador.
Yeah, for a while.
And then Ener Valencia came in. Said, okay, now I'm the face back. Going back to, we're talking about this because going back to this, America has a big expectation to win. 4 years without winning, and you get 2 campeonatos, so it's been 8, 8 campeonatos sin ganar. They do have the pressure now. Say, hey, we gotta win. And they got. They always have to be a top competitive. They didn't got a main player. I know they lost Benedetti. They have Roger Martinez maybe leaving, but other than that, they have pretty much the same squad.
Yeah,
correct. So it's up to like hierarchy and see how good they are this year. Hierarchy and yeah, but at the same time, you can never take America away from because
la neta a mí me gusta que ese equipo, por mucho que me caiga aquí, me gusta que siempre esté competitivo.
Sí.
Porque, güey, no mames,
Bro, le trae
un chingo para
it makes the other teams hate them more and then perform well. You know, like
el único
I feel like a lot of teams like perform good just to say like I did better than fucking America. You know, like you think that
los rivales no más,
but you think that a lot of teams like they just act like Toluca, 12th place. But when it comes to America, they just want to give a little bit more because if they win against America, it will be okay. It will be like
es que es un equipo
con highlight of the season.
Es un equipo con, como ellos tienen mucha plata, bro. ¿Por qué no ganarle al equipo que tiene con
plata.
qué?
Más plata, más orgullo, que son orgullosos, más creídos sometimes.
Good fan base.
Good fan base.
Great fan base. Aunque
biggest fan base?
Posiblemente.
And overseas as well.
Yeah.
Overseas as well.
Posiblemente tiene la mayor cantidad.
Because I know Chivas is strong in Mexico, but overseas not as strong as
mira el estadio Azteca cuando está para la chingada de América. Empty, bro.
See, that's bad.
They abandoned
that wouldn't happen in Millonarios.
No. That wouldn't happen with
MLS either,
bro. No.
Pumas,
no. Their shit would never abandon them. The rest of the teams,
because they're used to.
The rest of the teams, no, the rest of the teams, bro. Doesn't matter. They don't abandon them, bro. Vas a los estadios y todavía están llenos.
Well, that's what happens cuando a veces muchas veces acostumbras a tus aficionados a ser malcriados.
Sí.
So that can happen, which sucks. I mean, you should like Barcelona was
sucks,
booty, but they have 90,000 seats, minimum 50,000 against Almeria. You know, and that's what makes him a great team. Same with Real Madrid. Same with like Man Utd. All these Europeans that they don't.
Los apoyan regardless,
bro. Yeah, and that should be it. That should be it, bro. Because like en la buena estás ahí, en las malas no. That's double face. So I'm like that. But so America top contender because of name, because they haven't won in 4 years. Prestigio. Yeah. So we have that one. Then we have Pachuca. Current champions.
Easy, bro.
Can they go bicampeonato?
Fácil, bro.
They got Bembe.
Bro.
They got Bembe in the ass.
Pachuca ahorita, they're taking it easy.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, it's only 2 games.
Ese equipo cuando se levanta, bro.
But so let's talk about so they lost Nico Ibanez, the goleador, but they did retain Luis Chavez. And I think that's their best player, Luis Chavez.
Possibly, yeah.
Like, international star, you know? Fucking golazo against Arabia Saudita. Banger. So, Pachuca, aiming for the bicampeonato.
They didn't even stay for a while.
I think he's still for this season. Maybe next season.
Pachuca is actually the el mayor aportador
de Europa.
Yeah. Them and Pumas, bro.
Yeah. And so top contender because they're the champions to be. You know, they're the current champions. They got one of the best players in Liga Mx right now. And they're aiming for the bicampeonato. They didn't have a great start of the season, but it's only 2 games. You know, they already lost. I think that Tigres is one of the top contenders. Which is gonna be next. But that's a good loss. You know, you don't want to lose against Mazatlán or Toluca. It's okay to lose against Tigres because they're a good team, right? It's not okay, but it's okay in the fact that you have more winnable games later on. And like I said, you can make it 12 plays and still be champion. So it's not like, you have to make it top 8.
The one that you got to add on the next también, Santos, bro.
Santos?
Santos es otro pedo también.
Yeah, my boy Rocha might be like, Santos is gonna win.
No, el Santos, güey, por ahorita.
¿Qué tiene? ¿Un empate y una victoria? Sí. 4 puntos. Segundo. Okay. Ya Santos son...
They're in 3rd place right now.
On 3rd place? Okay.
But you know, it don't matter.
It don't matter, yeah. Bro. Honestly, we said top contenders because top contenders after Liguilla, bro. Because 12th place, everybody's gonna be a contender. 12th place. I'm gonna put Mazatlán. Bro. Honestly, Mazatlán is kind of booty. But that's another.
Pero patrocina la banda del Recodo,
güey. I want to talk more because fucking that's in Culiacán, ¿no?
Mazatlán,
Sinaloa, shit. Okay, next one, La Máquina Azul. ¿Cómo le dicen? ¿Así se llama? ¿O cómo le dicen?
Cruz Azul, güey.
No, pero ¿cómo dicen?
La Máquina de Cruz Azul.
La Máquina, okay. La Máquina de Cruz Azul. Cruz Azul, one of the top 4 teams, big teams in
Mexico.
in Mexico. They do have them. I was watching some podcasts, Fútbol Picante. They do have them as top, like like dominated the league because they have some refuerzos from Argentina. They have dos Argentinos from Atlético Tucumán, which had an amazing season last season. Dos mediocampistas. So se reforzaron con argentinos. Cruz Azul, they broke their freaking curse about 2 years ago, and they're aiming to get another championship. So
El Cruz Azul, pues la neta, es buen equipo. Tienen buenos jugadores locales y buenos jugadores internacionales.
¿a quién tiene? ¿Tiene a Orbelín Pineda todavía? No,
Orbelín está en Grecia.
Se fue en Grecia.
De los locales tienen a Eric Lira, Charlie Rodríguez,
Luis Romo.
Tienen buenos jugadores, ¿no?
Sí, perdieron contra Monterrey. Tienen a Estrada, Rotondi, Antuna. Tienen Antuna.
Tienen a Centros Locos, Antuna.
Antuna is he's one of the top prospects for Mexico.
Yeah, but
he is. He is one of the top prospects.
Pero yo siento que ya se estancó, bro.
Well, freaking, they didn't I saw today they denied another offer for him in Europe. 6 million, and Cruz Azul was like, nah, too little. Stop getting greedy. You don't know how he's gonna perform this season.
Nobody knows who the fuck this guy is, bro.
Bro, what if he goes booty now? His value is 2 million. You just lost 4 million. Like, sell it right now for 6 million. I think 6 million is a good price for Antuna, 25 years old. Like, come on, like, it's not like with 6 million you can,
ridiculous,
bro. With 6 million you can go to Brazil and get a 2 Antunas, bro. You can go to Colombia and get 3 motherfuckers, bro. 3 Luis Quiñones. You know, like, you can get so many players with $6 million.
Yeah.
But Cruz Azul has a good squad. I think that they're gonna be semifinals, maybe quarterfinals. For sure, quarterfinals. Semifinals.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But Cruz Azul is another top contender. Let's talk about Tigres. Tigres, 2 of the biggest signings this season. Plata. Okay, Tigres. Nico Ibáñez, máximo goleador de la temporada pasada, y Gorriarán, uruguayo, bought it for $30 million. It is a ridiculous amount of money, but the guy is good.
They got it like that.
But they got it like that, and the guy is good. Adding to Guignac, Luis Quiñones,
it's insane, man.
They do, and they are 2-0 right now, dominate, like literally whooping Pachuca. And I think they beat Santos. No, who did they beat first?
They got that oil money.
Yeah, so Tigres is gonna be a top contender. Just because they beat Santos 3-0 and they beat Pachuca 4-1. They started the season with the right foot, you know, the right way, dominating, not winning 1-0, but winning by 3 goals each game, and their transfers or their new players are answering, like they are performing what they were expected to do, right? They haven't even used Nico Ibáñez. Nico Ibáñez was the best player for Pachuca, the goleador for Pachuca. Imagine Guignac and Nico Ibáñez there, bro. And Luis Quiñones, bro, Luis Quiñones has been delivering for Tigres, bro, for many years now.
Yeah.
Colombiano tenía que ser.
Y rápido, bro.
Tenía que ser colombiano. But they have Aquino, they have Gorriarán, Pizarro. I mean, they have Nahuel Guzman. So they have a good squad. They have a pretty solid squad. Yeah. They have a combination of seniority, experience, and new players.
Yeah.
New players, talented players.
Yeah.
So I think, and this is just my opinion, and I think I'm gonna me la voy a jugar. I think they're gonna be champions this year. So.
Tigres campeón. Posiblemente, ¿no?
Hey, what is it? 19 de enero, Tigres campeón. Mark my words. If we do, Big has to take me to Texas to Brazil. Alright? Look, it's right here.
Y si no?
Is it no?
Tú me llevas ahí.
Yeah, is it no? But you have to choose one. It can't be just if no, because there's hella teams.
No,
Right.
la madre, no.
Alright, if si no,
Tú tiraste
I'll
tu
take it.
wager.
Alright, if si no, yo lo llevo. And then the last two we're gonna talk top contenders is gonna be Pumas, and I'm gonna let you have it because you know your team.
Mira, para empezar, mis Pumas andan por la calle de la amargura.
They do have a good signing, no? Goalkeeper?
Yeah, Sosa, buen portero, pero la verdad no le veo con qué a mi equipo.
¿No crees este año?
No creo, bro. Ojalá me equivoque, pero este año la verdad no. Le acaba de dar un baile al Santos.
¿Cuánto perdieron?
3-1 contra Santos.
Sheesh.
Pero la verdad no. Tenemos un coach que no tiene la experiencia. Como te digo, ojalá me equivoque, pero I don't know, man.
I mean, and they have they have Sosa, you have
Tiene
good-
buena delantera, bro. Tiene a Tutti del Prete,
a Salvio
a Toto Salvio
y a Dineno.
y a Dinero. Buenos arriba a Rubalcaba, el chavo que acaba de salir de la. Tiene 20 años, bro.
Okay.
It's good as fuck. Rápido. And you see, yo siento que si Rubalcaba does good in this season, if they see a potential for him to leave, they're gonna sell him.
Yeah. Well, what's going on with Alves?
Daniel, he's still there.
He's still there. He just doesn't play, huh? He
No,
hasn't
he
showed
played.
up.
Está
I heard,
viejo, güey, no.
but I heard that he hasn't even showed up to practice. So that can be something that we can look into it. But that would be honestly that would be a player that. Oh my.
I think a Daniel lo tiene que poner, pero en el centro. He has to,
Oh, está detenido por presunto uso sexual.
wow.
Oh, okay. So that's a big blow. Because
alleged sexual assault.
so I mean Alves, bro, Alves is a fucking beast. Alves is probably top 5 player in Liga Mx, bro. That's how good he is. You know, like if you play in Barca for so many years and you go back to Barca lineup, literally goes a little lineup, and then I
think they need to play him in the mid, man.
like how they play in Brazil.
Yeah.
When he was in Brazil.
Put him in the mid.
Yeah, it's just the quality is there's levels to this.
Yeah, seriously.
There's levels to this, and the same way that Quinyak came in, was like, bro, I'm better than this. Alves feels the same way.
Yeah.
So maybe Alves beats this uso sexual. Well, I mean, if he did it, then don't beat it. Fucking
Go to jail.
go to jail. But if you didn't do it, then it goes back to Puma. I think Puma has a chance. You know, like I said, 12 plays. Just get to 12 plays in Liguilla. Anything can happen.
Repechaje, liguilla y vamos.
But it's good not to don't take Pumas out of the picture, because Pumas has been one of the top teams the past 4 years, and I'm not just talking about Mexico, internationally too.
Yeah.
For Mexico, they've been representing Mexico, so I think that's a good team too.
Con la goleada que se llevó en Camp Nou.
Yeah. And then the last one is Chivas. I mean, what do you think Chivas is?
Chivas has a lot of potential. The only problem with Chivas right now is that the player that they relied on just injured himself pretty bad. Alexis Vega.
Alexis, yeah.
He has a severe injury, and I said no.
Well, if they manage to keep it, to make it to the Liguilla, which I don't see why not. I think that if he goes back, if he's back fit to that, I think Chivas can be. I just
Tiene mucho potencial.
it's potential to, like I said, Liguilla comes down to 1-2 games, bro. 2 games. If you play 2 games, then you eliminate Cruz Azul, and then you go and eliminate Tigres, and then you're in the final. You know,
Yeah.
just 4 good games, and you're in the final pretty much. So I think Chivas, and like I said, it's a big name. Is a top team in Mexico. So I think it's gonna be a top contender as well. Overall, I think out of this, Tigres and America have the most expectations. America, because of the sequía que han tenido, they're in a draw. 4 years, like I said, is a lot of time. It's a lot of time for America not to win a title in Mexico.
Yeah.
And Tigres, because of the money and the squad that they have, they probably have the best lineup in Mexico right now.
Probably. Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. Only 2 games have been played. We'll probably update you guys throughout this whole process and see how our our predictions came to life, or we just didn't know shit, or we just didn't know nothing. But yeah, so other than that, I think the last one I'm gonna say Benedetti went to Mazatlan. You know that?
No, I did not know.
Yeah, so Will move is alone, but he went from America to Mazatlan, so I know he's eating Mariscos hella, but
Coastal City.
no, he's eating Mariscos hella, but he definitely not gonna win shit. So
Nah.
Benedetti is a good bump for Mazatlan of quality. Benedetti is a really good player.
Yeah, he is.
So Benedetti to Mazatlan. We'll see how it goes.
Anda soltando dinero, anda el recodo.
Okay, le van a hacer un corrido a Benedetti, el
Benedetti.
güero. And, touch our last topic, which is Bale retirement. I think is worth our time to talk about Bale.
Yeah,
because
legendary.
one of the best players we've seen in our lifetime. You know, talk about like the last 20 years.
One of the best generational.
One of the most explosive players I've seen in my entire life.
Pregúntale a Bartra.
And I think we're just gonna talk about the retirement just because he retired pretty young, 35? 34, 35. He just decided to play golf full time. Something he was doing 3 years ago in Real Madrid
while being on the bench.
Definitely best Wales player in the entire history. I think he passes Ryan Giggs as the best Wales player.
Yeah.
Most determined for his team. You know, taking to the World Cup, taking to the Euros, and also one of the best players in Real Madrid's past 15 years, winning 4 Champions League, winning 4 Champions League or 3.
He won 3 of them.
3 or
no, he won 3 of them.
Is it 3 or 4? Because Banane has 4.
Yeah, I think he has 3 of them.
5.
Bale is at 5. Jesus.
Oh yeah. So and being one of the few players in Real Madrid to win 5 champions. We're being one of the few players to win 5 championships. So 5 championships, that's a great record to have. Where literally you can brag about that shit your entire life. Your entire life you'd be like, I'm a 5-time European champion. No, and I'm gonna talk about Europa League, like champion, like European champion, right? So we're gonna just talk about the best version for us, right? Best goal, most iconic moment, why we will remember him, and where we rank him as a player of all time. So you can start, Vic. What is your best version of Bale for season, obviously?
Best version of Bale has to be 2013 Bale.
Right when he got signed for
right before he got signed.
Right before or after?
Before.
Because that's 2012, 2013.
His last season at
Tottenham?
At Tottenham.
So 2012, 2013?
Yes.
And I agree with that. I think that's the best.
His last season at Tottenham was something else, bro.
Yeah. 21 goals, 8 assists for Tottenham.
Yes.
I think that's when
he was running that team.
Yeah, I think that's when he went from I remember he went from an average player or like a good player to an elite player, like top 5 in the world, bro. And he was carrying that team, even though he wasn't the captain. He was carrying that team, and he just didn't score like easy goals. He scored bangers, bro. He was so explosive, unstoppable. That season, I don't know. I think he got Player of the Year of Premier League. I really don't know.
I would like to say he did.
And we can just look at. Gareth Bale. Yeah, so I saw and he won Premier League Player of the Year, well deserved it. After that, whooping $106 million, Real Madrid comes and takes him starts creating that Champions League
and
team.
he starts getting
Yeah. No, he did good
He was
first
always
2
injured,
seasons.
bro.
Then he got injured. Then he came back. But 5 Champions League, like Real Madrid, they started.
and being a big part of that team too.
Yeah.
He was not.
He was decisive. He was
He was
decisive.
not a player that you just had it in the mix just to have it.
No.
He was actually a difference
Yeah.
maker.
If he was
if Cristiano would have stepped up, it was Bale. Bale or Benzema
BBC.
would step up.
the BBC.
Yeah, they would
Part of the legendary BBC. It's just crazy because Bale at one point just matched Cristiano's explosiveness ability. He just literally you had 2 Cristianos at one side, left and right, and he was unstoppable. That's why BBC was so good. At their prime. So definitely, 2012-2013 was his best season because of the jump on level. Like he went from being a 75 rating to like a 90 rating in such a quick year, right?
He was
And
fast as hell too.
And fast as hell and explosive. And then after that, he just took off and became a great.
He became Gareth Bale.
Yeah, he became Gareth Bale. So that's our best version. I think we agree on that one. I think we have the best version of Bale 2012-2013. Then we have best goal. So what is your best goal for Bale in his history?
Best goal for Bale. Barca fans are gonna hate me, but that run versus Mike Bartra, bro, that's to me has to be his best goal I've seen.
Yeah, that's a really good
goal. That one, that has to be his best goal I've ever seen.
Yeah, and to me it was the Chilena against Liverpool. I think just because the athleticism and that it takes to score that goal. He's a lengthy player and he's just so quick to like literally bend over and hit it.
Yeah.
Top corner, Champions League final too. So
top bins.
It was a golazo. Both goals were golazos, bro. So with that being said, I go to my iconic moment and I want to start because to me your best goal is my iconic moment and that's why I remember him. I remember watching that game. I remember how crazy it looked live that this guy literally started running out of bounds. And Bartra was just letting him take off, bro. And he was just.
I would have kicked the shit out of him,
bro. It looked like a gazelle, out of bounds, bro. It's just insane how he just his quickness was like I know I can outrun this player easy. He kicked it to a space and out of bounds started running, and I remember watching it, knowing that goal was decisive. They won Copa del Rey.
They literally ended this man's career, bro.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh
yeah. It ended Bartra's, and I was watching it eating an ice cream, and I'm like, this is it. We're gonna win this one because Ronaldo was injured that Copa del Rey final, and then Bale stepped up. So that's why I remember him. Iconic moment was his golazo versus Barca Copa del Rey final 2014. What about you, Bit? Why you remember Bale?
The iconic moment?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Bale versus Inter. Hat trick, bro. That's the moment
I think that's
was
when
introduced to Bale when he came on the scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell did I just see? Because Inter was a fucking hell of a team back then.
They won that.
Yeah, they was a hell of a team. And you have
I think they won the 2010. They won. Yeah, they won that season
with Mo. Yeah.
Yeah, with Mo. Because Zanetti was there. Yeah, they won. So he pretty much scored a hat trick in the Champions League Champions League winners. I think that's when I also saw Bale. I heard of Bale. I didn't know much. He looked like a little kid, but
big old ears.
I heard of Bale. It wasn't why I remember him, but I heard of the Bale of the hat trick. So that's a good iconic moment. I think for many people that's why they remember Bale. Yeah, because of the hat trick versus Inter. Scored 3 goals with his left, and then I have him. So player of all time, what rank do I have him? I think I have him number 23, top 25, and that's just because 5 Champions Leagues, top scorer for Wales. Just crazy 91 rating for like 3 FIFAs. I'll put that as a stat. But I think the five Champions Leagues makes a merit to put it top 23. Nothing higher than that because there is too many players to choose from.
Yeah.
Of all time, we're talking about like 200 years of football. But top 23, top 25, number 23 in my rank of all time. What about you, Billy?
For me, I don't put him up that high. Yeah, he has the accolades, but stats-wise, individual-wise, he's not up there. There's so many players above him. I put him in my top 50.
Top 50?
Yeah.
Okay, that's still good, bro. If you make a top 100 of all time, you're a fucking beast.
Yeah.
If you make top 100 of all time in football, you were an insane football player, and nothing can take away from that. I think freaking Modric is better than that. But there's players like Cantona will be top 100, right?
Yeah.
And if you saw highlights of Cantona, insane.
He was good.
Ryan Giggs top 100.
And he was ruthless.
Ronnie top 100. So it is top 50 is a good top 50 is a good rank to be at, or range to be at. And I think that both of us have our reasons why, but I think that's well deserved for Bale. His legacy, he had a great legacy. It's sad to not see him play no more, or it's sad also to see him how he finished his career because I think he could have done more. Attitude-wise, he probably would have.
He could have done better.
He could have done better and would have done better if he had better attitude.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. He wanted to do it this way. He had a great legacy at the end of the day. So we want to wish Bale the best of it. Hopefully he makes it to the PG championship of Top Golf. And wish the TPG the TPG champions for golf, and we wish Bale the best. I think he had a great legacy, and I enjoy watching him this past 15 years.
Yeah.
And just to finish off, mi gente, we're gonna talk about the transfers. Just quick transfers. I think this past week was just a really quick, it was meaningful transfers that happened a lot. And the first one is gonna be Memphis from Barcelona to Atletico Madrid on a permanent deal for $3 million plus add-ons until 2025-2026. I think that $3 million is a bargain for Memphis.
Yeah.
Because even though Xavi didn't give him the trust, and you have Lewandowski, bro. You're not better than Lewandowski, so it's kind of tough. Memphis is a really good player, and Atletico need that player right now because they're in a rough patch, losing Joao Felix, but mostly because they have been not scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
So Memphis can bring that flair, can bring a different vibe to Atletico Madrid. So I think it's a good signing for Atletico Madrid.
I think Memphis works better in defensive teams also. He works better in defensive teams.
It's because more when he has a space, Barca, you don't have space. Barca is a team that teams give them the ball and they get really crowded. So you need one touch. You need players that are really clinical.
Yeah.
And Memphis is more of he's really creative and he has a flair. He does have a flair.
Yeah.
So I think that Atletico Madrid he got a bargain. I think it's an 80-20. That 20 is still, I keep my 20 just because he might flop, but for what I've seen in the World Cup, I think that Memphis Depay will deliver Atletico Madrid and help them clinch an European spot, if not a Champions League spot. Let's talk about, the next one is Modric to Chelsea. Chelsea went and took Modric from Arsenal. Whooping, I think how much? 100 million.
100 million.
Yeah, 100 million.
And
wonder kid, the Ukrainian Messi. So what do you think?
No, the Ukrainian Neymar.
Neymar?
That's what they call him.
The Ukrainian Neymar. So the Ukrainian Neymar, Modric to Chelsea. Highest transfer, highest fee for this transfer.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that one. I think 70 or 80 million possibly, just because of inflation of the market. But it's a player that has not proven himself
Yeah,
Yeah,
in a big
Yeah.
European team
he did do really good versus Real Madrid
with Shakhtar.
with Shakhtar, but one good game.
Yeah,
But
I just have to see it, bro, because
I'm
we go
just
back.
mad. Look, I'm just mad Chelsea took him, bro. All right, that's it.
But at the same time, I feel like Chelsea needed him more than Arsenal, bro. Arsenal has a good chemistry right now.
But I think Chelsea has too many offensive players.
Bro, Chelsea just have been spending money a lo pendejo. A lo
Most of the time,
pendejo. They just bought another player for 30 something million. So they just buying people a lo pendejo. And I think Modric, if he delivers, can be the change that they haven't seen, or the decisive player that they haven't seen since Hazard left. So maybe that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the new Hazard.
Maybe.
And maybe they see this in this kid.
Possibly.
But at the same time, he comes from Shakhtar Donetsk, and I want to discredit Shakhtar Donetsk, but Shakhtar Donetsk plays in Ukraine, bro. It's not in a top 5 league. So he hasn't been exposed to the level of the Premier League, which is the highest level of Europe. So we'll see how it goes. I have my doubts. I think that is a 60-40, and I have it more 60 flopping. So that's just me.
He is a very agile player, bro. But with Joao Felix being there, he might be able to adapt a little quicker.
Yeah.
Chelsea doesn't solely have to rely on him with Joao Felix there. But he has the skill, bro. He has the skill, he has the flair, and he is decisive. But 100 million, I think, is way too much for him. Like I said, I think 70 or 80 was the perfect range. But we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, they wanted the kid, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I mean, they still. I mean,
crazy thing is that he wanted the Arsenal move.
Yeah, he wanted us in Chelsea, but maybe Chelsea came with more money or better personal terms.
Chelsea came with more money. They offered 100. Arsenal only offered 70.
But okay, yeah. So obviously,
30 million.
Yeah, that's a big change, and I think that at the end of the day, Chelsea really hopes this player delivers because they're in a tough spot right now. They need this player to deliver so they can clinch a European spot, which is the main goal for Chelsea this season.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Premier League, the title is not going to be.
No, they already give up on that.
They give up on that, but they do need European spot because it's Chelsea. So hopefully, I mean, we'll see how this kid helps Chelsea as well as Joao Felix helps Chelsea. Then third one is Jan Sommer to Bayern Munich, 8 million. I think that's pretty simple. That's pretty straightforward. They're just trying to replace Neuer. You know, it's time for Neuer to hand his gloves and say like, "Hey, I did my job." But Jan Sommer, amazing in Borussia Mönchengladbach.
He's been amazing at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Mönchengladbach, but he is 34 years old. He's not old for a keeper.
No,
he's 34 years old, 2 years younger than Neuer. But a replacement, I don't think he's a replacement.
But maybe he's there to give more competition to Neuer.
Possibly.
And to also, when Neuer is off, they have a goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's reliable.
Really reliable.
Very reliable.
I think he's really good. So I think it's a good signing for Bayern Munich. They just want to have a deeper squad, pretty much. That's just pretty much what it is, bro. They just want to have a deeper squad.
Bayern Munich, bro, is on a whole new level with them free transfers. They go crazy every year with the free transfer. Yeah. Who they get for free last season?
Who? Thiago? No, Thiago wasn't. Who they got free?
They've been getting free like quality players, man.
Yeah. I think him and Barca right now too. You know who Barca has been linked to? Gundogan. For free.
Bro, it's a good move.
For free?
Now imagine if Carrasco goes.
Yeah, so that would be nice. And then last one. This is the last signing that we're gonna talk about, and I think is the biggest signing. Confirmed. Here we go by Fabrizio Romano today. Trossard for £27 million from Brighton to Arsenal, to United Arsenal, bro. And this just, let me tell you, bro, Trossard was the best. Trossard was, sorry. And let me tell you, Big, Trossard was the best Brighton player before the World Cup. He was really decisive. And actually, he's one of the reasons why Brighton is six right now.
Yeah.
They wanted to leave Brighton because he had some clashes with the coach. The coach pretty much mentioned because Trossard has some attitude, left training.
It's okay.
Left training.
Arteta will take care of that. Arteta will fix it.
And he knows that, bro. I think Trossard knows that. Like this coach that he has no name telling him like, hey, you gotta fix your attitude. And Trossard maybe was ego, like, bro, I'm the best player in this team. Like I can do whatever the freak I want, right?
Yeah.
But he's going to Arsenal, a team that is already has a chemistry on. It has an ongoing chemistry, has a style of play, and he's like, I can handle myself if I'm in the champion in the team that is playing the best football right now.
Yeah.
And Trossard is a great signing for Arsenal. It's a great signing.
Send McAllister too.
Huh?
Que manden a McAllister también. We'll take McAllister too. Don't worry about that.
No, but honestly, Trossard, Arsenal, such a 27 million pounds is nothing to what Trossard can give for the remaining of the season and what's left because he's signed into 2026. So now
and for only 27 million.
Because I was looking at the bench for Arsenal and they did need another player to be like a top player.
We are missing we're missing squad depth.
Yeah. And
Arsenal,
that's important,
Arsenal has
bro.
been lacking squad depth this season.
And you know what's important? Because Champions League is coming out finally for Arsenal, bro. And you have to make a Champions League team.
Oh, damn time.
Finally. Hopefully you don't get Rossi's team Bayern Munich. Hopefully. You know, always happens, bro.
It happened to Barca.
Yeah, it happened to Barca. Lately, now we're the Arsenal, bro. Now we're the one that always gets to fucking Bayern Munich. But I think Trossard is gonna add more depth to this amazing Arsenal side. It's gonna give, it's gonna put like the pressure on these teams and these players like Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard that are performing so well. And that's good to have, bro. You want pressure, you want competition
and then
inside your team.
Smith Rowe is back.
And Smith Rowe is back. So I think with this signing, Arsenal just said like Premier League is ours this year, bro.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fight until the end for this. We're not gonna choke like last year.
Fuck.
And if one of our players choke, like if Martinelli starts choking, don't matter. We got Trossard. If Saka starts choking, don't matter. We have Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
You know, if one of don't matter. We have depth. We have depth, and we have players that have been performing well under pressure.
The academy players have been stepping it up, but bringing a player like Trossard, bro,
amazing. So Trossard, really good signing for Arsenal.
It's gonna hit it's gonna hit the locker room pretty well.
And I think it's gonna click right.
Yeah.
I think that it's gonna click right. His style of playing matches Arsenal, and I think Arteta can do a lot with this kid.
Yeah.
He can mold it to be
the best that he can be. Has proven over and over again that he's great at enhancing players' qualities.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling under Arteta was something else.
Mm-hmm. So Trossard is in for a treat, bro. I think Arteta is gonna get the highest the highest potential. No,
the maximum potential.
Yeah. I think Arteta is gonna have the highest or the maximum potential from Trossard, and I think Trossard is gonna deliver. I don't see him getting a lot of minutes right now, but as the Premier League goes and more decisive games start going, then he's gonna start scoring and being one of the top players for Arsenal, and they have him to 2026. So there's a lot of years for Trossard to be decisive in Arsenal, and I'm excited. But I think perfect signing for this transfer window.
Yes, it is.
I think you should be excited for this.
I am. The only other thing that we do need is a little more squad depth. So defensive, yeah.
I think defensive. Like a center back, another center
back would be nice.
Yeah, another center back would be nice. But I think Arsenal, it's just when you look at Arsenal, bro, you look like they're having fun. That's the best thing, bro. And I think that Trossard saw this and they were like, bro, I want to have fun too. I want to win. I want to have fun. They just look like a good team. And then Arteta is pulling the right strings, bro. Arteta
Shout out to my boys Arteta and Edu.
Arteta is a great coach, so great signing for Arsenal. We'll see how he blends with the squad, blends in with the squad, which I don't think is gonna be a trouble. Is gonna be a lot of trouble, but you never know. You know, he was having some attitude in Brighton. Maybe he carries that over to Arsenal, and then Arteta has to smack him once or twice and tell him, "Man, chill." This is Arsenal now. This is one of the greatest teams of all time.
This is not Brighton.
Ay, aquí viene. Okay, mi gente, I think that's it for today. Thank you for staying with us until the end. It's a lot of topics that we cover, but that's it for episode number 3. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned for more episodes, weekly episodes, and then more reels on a daily basis. Nos vemos, mi gente.
Brought to you by Pibes del Barrio.
Brought to you by Pibes del Barrio, mi gente. Con todas se cuidan.